Our babies, tiny humans filled with wonder, joy, and an uncanny ability to scream for hours on end. And nothing, I mean nothing, makes them scream quite like teething. Parents throughout history have faced this shrieking beast, desperate for any solution. Enter Mrs. Winslow's soothing syrup, a seemingly magical elixir promising to soothe a teething baby's pain and grant parents the holy grail silence. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, just a few minor side effects like addiction and death. But we'll get to that later. For generations, mothers relied on this syrup, believing it to be a harmless remedy. Its sweet taste and quick-acting effects seemed like a godsend. Little did they know, a sinister secret lurked within the bottle, one that would have horrified even the most hardened pirate. This wasn't just a sweet treat, it was a dangerous concoction, and its popularity would have terrifying consequences. Buckle up, folks, because this is a story about bad medicine, even worse marketing, and the long, slow fight for regulations to protect our most vulnerable citizens' babies. Let's talk about the woman behind the curtain, shall we? Mrs. Winslow wasn't a kindly old grandmother. She was a figment of marketing genius. The real mastermind was Jeremiah Curtis, a man with zero medical training but a keen eye for profit. His secret recipe? A delightful blend of morphine and alcohol, with a dash of herbal extracts thrown in for good measure. Morphine, as you may know, is a powerful opiate known for its pain-relieving properties and its addictive nature. But hey, why stop at numbing the pain when you can also get the baby a little tipsy? The alcohol in the syrup acted as a sedative, further masking the child's discomfort. Of course, neither morphine nor alcohol is exactly recommended for infants. But hey, details, details. Who needs pesky things like long-term health when you can have a quiet house, right? This dangerous cocktail was masked by the syrup's sweet taste and soothing name, a recipe for disaster. The late 19th and early 20th centuries were a different time. Forget the internet, even basic medical knowledge was scarce. Parents relied heavily on word of mouth and, more importantly, advertising. And boy, did Mrs. Winslow's soothing syrup know how to market. Catchy slogans like "for children teething and quiet nerves." Peaceful days were plastered on newspapers, magazines, and even billboards. The message was clear. This syrup wasn't just medicine, it was a miracle in a bottle, a one-way ticket to a peaceful household. And desperate parents, exhausted from sleepless nights and endless crying, ate it up. The syrup's popularity skyrocketed, becoming a staple in medicine cabinets across America and beyond. No one bothered to question the ingredients or the long-term effects. They were too busy enjoying the sound of nothing. Ah, sweet silence. But as with all things too good to be true, the truth eventually came out. Reports of babies suffering from addiction, withdrawal symptoms, and even death started to surface. The culprit was clear: Mrs. Winslow's not-so-soothing syrup. The public outcry was immense. Parents, horrified by the harm they had unknowingly inflicted on their children, demanded justice. The tragedy of Mrs. Winslow's soothing syrup exposed the lack of regulation in the pharmaceutical industry. Finally, in 1906, the United States passed the Pure Food and Drug Act, a landmark legislation aimed at protecting consumers from mislabeled and dangerous products. This act required manufacturers to list the ingredients on their products, including previously hidden nasties like morphine. Mrs. Winslow's soothing syrup, stripped of its cloak of deception, quickly vanished from the market. Its legacy, however, lives on. It serves as a stark reminder of the importance of rigorous testing, transparent labeling, and independent oversight when it comes to medicine, especially for children. The next time you reach for that over-the-counter remedy, remember, Mrs. Winslow, it's a lesson we can't afford to forget.